Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Kavle Art, and here I am drawing my own character in the Spider-Verse. So while we're watching me draw this character, I want to talk about this recent discovery that I made that I feel like could really help other artists out there who struggle with being consistent in art block, just pumping out their artwork when they plan to, if they had a plan or if they didn't have like a scheduled plan or not. But for me, I've noticed that when I would go and try and create my own version of a character or be inspired by artwork that somebody else created, I noticed that I took a little bit too many elements from that person's their creation, and I'm trying to incorporate that into my own. And in that process, I'm not used to kind of like, the sense of where you have to always trust your own process. Like, to you, your process, it may start off looking a little ugly for the majority of it, but when you start getting to the final details, it just always comes together. Pretty much you are adopting somebody else's trust the process, and it's not something that you're familiar with. And so when you're seeing how you have to, or seeing your art look a certain way that kind of looks ugly to you or just not appealing to you at all, it makes you a little worried. And it made me a little worried. And so I just found myself constantly going back and trying to scrap the whole idea, because it's like, oh, it's not even looking like it will even look good in the end process, so I'm just going to like give up on the whole idea. And that was just something that I was constantly doing over and over again until I realized, like, hey, I'm not able to pump it out because it's not feeling authentic to me. Like, I'm still missing my own signature in this whole piece. And so I had to like really just pause for a second and just breathe and see, what is it that I like my art to look like? What do I like about my art? What makes it look good to me? Like, what is my signature? And how can I throw that into the majority of this piece while still being inspired by other different types of elements from other pieces of artwork, and so that was just something that I really had to sit with myself and constantly start practicing doing. So I was just in my own little world, creating different types of sketches, practicing drawing eyes, noses, ears in a way that looked and felt like it belonged to me. So, just constantly practice. Like, that's when I know that I need to back up and redo and just restart the whole practice. Like, that's when I know that I'm not being true to my artwork, is when I'm no longer interested in my artwork. Because me personally, I know that I love art. And so if I'm not creating, that there's something wrong going on here. Like, and most likely 9 times out of 10, I'm not being truly authentic to my art, to my style, to my passions. And that's basically telling me that I'm practically just recreating somebody else's art piece. And that's cool. That really is, if that's your goal. But that's not my goal. Like, I don't aim to recreate somebody's art piece, bar for bar, word for word. I'm trying to do my own version, my own spin-off of that art piece that still screams me. Like, when you see it, I don't want you to think, oh, that reminds me of X, Y, and Z. No, I want like the first thing that you think to be, oh, that belongs to her. That belongs to Kavle. That's Kavle's piece. That's Kavle's art. And so that was just something that was like on my mind heavy. And even to this day, it's not easy executing that effectively. But that's because I'm still trying to find my art piece style. And so that's why I'm, for the rest of my life, am going to be inspired by different art pieces, because that's just what being an artist is. That's just the life of it. But I still want to find my own unique signature. I still want my art piece to stand out from other people's art as well. Of course, there's going to be similarities, that's given. But I still want to have my own unique signature. And so that's the goal. That's what I'm aiming for. Constantly, always. Like, nothing is new under the sun. And nothing is really going to be technically original. But you can find what you like to do, what you want to do, by mixing and matching other styles that you are inspired by, and creating your own thing, creating what works best for you, works good with you, what you like to do, and just going from there. So what seems like you? What feels like you? What do you feel like if you were an art piece, you would look like? What is you? I know that I don't know what that is completely. But I'm constantly finding out what that may look like on a day-to-day basis. And I encourage you to do the same thing too. So I hope that you enjoyed this little speech, little rant, and it encouraged you to draw more and be more authentic with your craft. And hopefully it cleared out an art blockage of yours as well. And I'm just going to let you enjoy the rest of this art piece and how I created it. Hopefully it inspires you to create your own. Bye.